Some of these will actually get you fast results no matter what job you're doing, even if it's not decluttering. But the first one comes with a caveat, because it's a case of with great power comes great responsibility. Let's go. Hi guys, it's Laura, and if you have been decluttering for a while, you probably know that it can take a long time. So let's go through some ways that you can speed up the process. The first one, and like I said, comes with a caveat, but this one gets great results. That is the box method. Very, technical name for it, one that I came up with. But essentially, if you have got a surface, a desk, a countertop or something like that, and you need it cleared quickly, you grab yourself a box and you put everything into it. I did this years ago when my kitchen was driving me crazy and I just needed that space. I needed it clean immediately. I needed it tidied up. So I took everything off the countertops, everything off the windowsill, everything off the table, etc. Put it all into a box and slid that box just out of the room. Now listen, this is not an excuse for you to just pack up some stuff, shove it in a box and then push it out of the way and forget about it. No, that's not how this works. This is when you need a really quick hit, like you need the reward up front, but you are on the back end willing to put in the work when you have more time or more energy. Once it's in the box, then over time you can pick through it, put the stuff back that you want to keep, and then anything that's left on the box at the end of that, you can get rid of that stuff. This is a wonderful method for when you are really tight on time. Let's say someone has announced that they're on their way over or something like that, or you just need that quick win. Maybe you've been slogging away for a long time and you need a little bit of a boost. The box method is your answer. Next up then, and this one is one of those where it can be applied to all sorts of different things, has like revolutionized my productivity, and that is to set a timer. Now, timers actually work in two ways. The first is that it gives you that kind of race against the clock mentality. Let's say you set a timer for 5 minutes, you empty out your junk drawer or something like that. You hustle because you want to get that job done before the timer goes off. So it can really help to kind of spur you into action and to speed things up a little bit. Now, I would say that this is really just for kind of short bursts. Don't set a timer for like 3 hours. That's not really how that works. The second way though is that it actually makes you more motivated, because sometimes when you're facing into a decluttering job, or any job really, if it's a big task, immediately your brain just wants to shut off. It feels very overwhelmed and it doesn't want to start. It doesn't want to tackle it because it doesn't know when it will be getting a break. It doesn't know when the end will be. So you just want to switch off. Whereas with a timer, you know you have a break coming up. You know that there is a finish line. You might not get the entire job done during that time limit, but by giving your brain that break, knowing that it has a break to look forward to, it can then focus on the task at hand and not start being distracted and wondering when the break will come and wondering when all this will be over. It will know that there's one on the horizon. So if you just want that quick win, or you're diving into a bigger task and you don't want it to drag on forever, timers are the way to go. Kind of similar to that then, but not exactly the same, is to give yourself a deadline. That is for those bigger decluttering tasks. This is particularly helpful if you are like me and you don't always actually get the stuff out of your house when you have finished a decluttering job. So set a deadline, and you can make this like a hard and fast deadline. That is what is going to get you the best results. For example, you announce that you're having a yard sale on a particular date at a particular time. So you know you have to have the stuff ready to go at that date. Another example then, for me, I know that next week I have an appointment at a place that is near the charity shop that I go to. That is my deadline to get all of my donations packed up and ready to go, because the charity shop is a little bit of a drive away, so I don't want to be going there for an appointment, coming back and then having to go back to the charity shop a different day. I want to knock those tasks out on the same day. So next week, that is my deadline to have everything done and dusted. So build in a natural deadline for yourself. It's like when you're working and you know that you've got holidays coming up, you are going to get your work done before you clock off, because you don't want to have to take it home with you. You don't want to come home to an even bigger pile of work to do. You don't want like things to be overdue by the time you get back. You don't want to be stressing about it. So if you are clocking off on Friday and you know that you're not going to be back for a week or two, you work to get everything done and dusted so that come 5 o'clock or whatever time on a Friday, you can just turn around, walk out that door, leave your cares behind you. Same with decluttering. Your deadline is going to make sure not only that you actually go through that stuff, but that you get it out of your house so that you're seeing those results. This is what I need to work on all the time because I'm a terror for like deciding to declutter things and then just leaving them there in a pile. Happens all the time. The next way then to get fast decluttering results, to get those quick wins, is to go for the low hanging fruit. Go for the easy stuff, like the trash, like the broken items, the things that you already know that you don't want. Because if you start with the harder things, it's going to slow you down. If you start your decluttering journey going through old photographs and old letters and sentimental things, you're not going to get very far with it at all. It's going to be very overwhelming for you and you're not going to be able to make quick progress. So go for the easy things, go for the things that are easily replaceable, small little things, fiddly little things, things that you are not emotionally attached to. And even if you do come across something that kind of stalls your progress, set it aside, stick it in a maybe pile and keep moving. You want to make those fast decisions so that you can get quick results. The quick results are what are going to spur you on, to keep you motivated, because if you hit something and you spend a long time agonizing over it, it's going to deplete your energy. By the end of it, you're just going to want to like throw in the towel and not go any further because it's taken you so long to make a decision on just one thing. Set those things aside, deal with the easy stuff, and then later you can come back to all that other stuff. But low hanging fruit, this is essentially what I call the wave method, where you go in waves. You start with the easy things, you go through everything, pick out the easier things, you go back in, and then you get rid of the kind of slightly harder things, and with each pass you're getting harder and harder. You're getting to the more difficult things to make a decision on. With each pass, with each wave, you are slowly eroding away your clutter. Okay, let's talk about one that you may feel is not an option for you. You may feel that this is too difficult and it's never going to happen, but that is getting help with your decluttering. Now hear me out on this one, because I know some of you, like me, I have been in this situation, I'm still in this situation, but you think people don't want to help. You know, my partner, my kids or whatever, they are not on board with decluttering. They are thwarting my decluttering efforts, if anything. Or maybe you live alone and you feel like there is no one who can help you. I would like to challenge those thoughts. First, if you have people in your home who are not really on board with decluttering, there are other ways that they can help you. They can help you move boxes, move furniture. They can help you drop stuff off at the charity shop. They can help you take out the bins, all of those types of things, but even not kind of directly related to the decluttering job. Dog is barking. This is a good example actually of this, because they can help in other ways, which is looking after the kid and looking after the dog while you are decluttering. Maybe they can make meals for you. There are lots of other ways that they can help out. Don't let your dog help out. I've tried that. It's a disaster. If you live alone, then you can still get help from friends, family members, neighbors. Just ask them if they can, come over for an hour or two, maybe give you a bit of a hand. Again, maybe taking the kids away, out for a walk or something. Maybe your neighbor, like a friendly neighbor, could help you lift a box out to the curb or lift something into your car, things like that. But if all else fails, there are plenty of people out there who are very motivated by cash. There will be a neighborhood kid or a man with a van who will be more than happy to come to your home and help you move or lift things. Also remember, a lot of charities will come to your house and take that stuff away. Like if you can't get to a charity shop, you may be able to organize for them to pick the stuff up. You can also put stuff up on places like Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, Nextdoor, all those types of sites, and you can just say, hey, offering up this thing either for free or with a price. You have to come and collect. So don't think about it in terms of I need somebody to actually go through the specific decluttering process with me, but think a little bit more broadly than that. How can I get help in other ways? Can can someone cook a meal for me? Can I order a meal tonight so that I don't have to worry about cooking dinner? All of those kind of, outside the slightly indirect ways that other people or services could help you and could chip in and make either the decluttering process or kind of the rest of your life around that a little bit easier. Next one then, and this is such a small thing, but it's actually going to be incredibly helpful, and that is to keep donation boxes or kind of decluttering aids around you. So if you have a donation box in a closet or, you know, beside your wardrobe or something like that, when you find something that you want to declutter, it's going to be very easy to just drop it in that box. Whereas if you don't have an easy way of getting rid of something, you might just think, oh, I'll deal with that later. No, get yourself a donation box, get yourself several donation boxes and leave them in the places where you normally come across clutter. But it's not just donation boxes either. Also think maybe a shredder for getting rid of paper. So put a shredder wherever you deal with your post, for example. As soon as it comes in, you can get rid of all the junk mail, things like that. Another thing then is having bins like trash cans wherever you need them dotted around your house, because let's say your dining table always seems to get covered in papers. If you don't have a trash can or a basket or something to collect all of those papers, of course they're going to sit there. Whereas if you have some receptacle ready to receive them, it's going to be very easy to just put them into that thing. Make your life as easy as possible. Make it easy to actually get rid of that stuff. Once you have made your decision, you can immediately put it into a box or a basket or a bag and get rid of it. If you don't have an easy way of getting that stuff out of your home, it will stay in your home. Another way then to stop yourself from being slowed down on your decluttering journey is to avoid common pitfalls, obstacles, and mistakes. The last thing you want is to be stopped in your tracks or have to, redo something, start all over again. When you get in a groove, when you've got a good momentum going, you want to keep it up for as long as possible. You want to avoid silly mistakes. That is why in my decluttering course, every category starts with 2 sections. The first is a quick win. So again, getting those fast results. And the second is the obstacles that you will face and how to overcome them. You want to be armed with all of that information and all of that knowledge up front so that if you do come across an obstacle, it's not going to blindside you. As soon as one crops up, you will know exactly how to deal with it so that you can move on. You don't want to be blindsided. You don't want your progress to be slowed down. You want to be able to keep pushing forward. That is all part of the course, and there's lots more in there. So I will leave a link in the description where you can check it out. Honestly, this is going to be the game changer for you. It has changed so many other people's lives. They have been able to transform their homes. They've been able to take this step-by-step process and knock things out, get those results, and not just get results, but get lasting results, because there is a whole section in there on maintenance, like how to maintain the space, how to keep the good results that you are getting. I have pumped everything I have learned about decluttering and all of the mistakes that I have made while decluttering into this course so that you can learn from experience and avoid things from my bitter experience. You'll be in good company because you will be joining hundreds of other students who are getting results with the Clutter Cure-All course. Here is to creating your calm, clutter-free home. Check out the link in the description, and until next time, go raibh míle maith agaibh, agus feicim mé sibh de glua. Slán!